And we're heading to one of my favorite cities to cover high school sports. There's nothing better than a Friday night at Pete's Pool, in my mind. Shelly Thiel, Enumclaw High School Athletic Director, 1988 to 2000. West Central District 3 Director, 2000 to 2016. Hall of Fame wrestling coach on the state and national level. Served as athletic director, league president for 3 different leagues. Managed over 30 leagues, districts, and state-level events. Advocated for enhanced community recreation as a board member for a variety of Enumclaw City programs and facilities. My privilege now to welcome to the Hall of Fame class of 2021, Shelly Thiel.
Congratulations. I like the good neighbor.
You want me to put this down? You want this here? Yeah. I'm also a mic stand coordinator. There you go, Shelly. Is that good?
One thing I've noticed throughout all these years is how much shorter I'm getting. BJ, could you give me an extra minute or so to put these 15 pages of notes together? Now, good afternoon. I'm honored and humbled to be included in the WIAA Hall of Fame. All inductees supported, I'm sure, the WIAA mission of strengthening the lives of students through participation in activities. If this honor is presented for just doing the job, so be it, with appreciation for the recognition. I'd like to thank friend and inductee himself, Marty Fortin. Marty, raise your hand, buddy. For his nomination, along with B.J. Kuntz and the fellow staff members for organizing this ceremony. Who would ever thought a kid some 65 years ago would be up here today? He grew up in Renton, walking these very streets. Right across the street was the old Rainier movie theater. And then that next block was the Renton Theater, and across the street, the Roxy Theater. Those places that as a young kid would come down on Saturdays to watch the old Hopalong Cassidy, other Western movies for 20 cents, 10 cents for popcorn. I grew up in the government project up in the North Highlands, but then we moved down here, just about 8 blocks across from the Liberty Park, making use of that facility for many years. I lived in that area of Renton, delivering the morning PI. Then after school, riding my bike over to the Pacific Car and Foundry, where they were still building Army tanks. And then from there, hustling over to catch the late afternoon workers from Boeing who were just beginning to build 707s. I quickly learned about fiscal responsibility, collecting money, and getting it done on time, just doing the job. At age 13, I worked just 2 blocks over here at the old Covey Brothers grocery store called a Superette, a big store with 2 cashiers. By age 14, I was stocking shelves and a cashier illegally, working up to 50 hours a week. But the money wasn't bad, $1.30 an hour for 50 hours, good money. Again, I gained more experience working with money, but the biggest one was to work with the public. How to work with the public, just doing the job. Then on to Renton High School, across the street over here. By the way, I'm wearing a red tie as well for the Renton Indians. Now, the Renton, what are they, Doc? What? The Red Hawks. Name change. That's a story in itself, by the way. On to Enumclaw High School. Speaking of Dr. Art Jarvis over here, who, in my opinion, I wouldn't be here today because he opened the door. He opened the door because he came to me one day, said, "Hey, Shelly, would you be interested in becoming the first EHS activities director?" Of course, I jumped at that, but that did pave the way to becoming combination activity and athletic director. I had great support from administrators, including the late Conrad Hamilton, Terry Parker, Joe Chrysos, and of course my good friend Ann Baker. Raise your hand over there, Ann. A quick story. Dr. Jarvis came to me when I was athletic director and said, you know, we have an imbalance of activities for girls in the Enumclaw High School. And so what I would like to do is promote and develop an amendment to add girls bowling to the WIAA sports list. Needless to say, he was successful, but within 2 weeks after the amendment passing, the Enumclaw Bowling Alley turned into a church. Art was just doing the job. After retiring from Enumclaw School District, I accepted the position of West Central District Athletic Director, hoping to fill the shoes of the late Bud Hatley. Dale Gunnarsson, also a Hall of Famer, by the way, and Ed Tingstead, all of whom laid the foundation of a solid organization. Answering to 26 board members you'd think would be a real challenge. Not once through my tenure was there a vote taken without a unanimous or 100% decision. How lucky and fortunate I was. All of us inducted here today would agree that you are only as good as the people you are surrounded by. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge some of them now. Technology gurus, the gentleman was just up here, Tim Stevens, along with my nephew, stand up, where are you? Rob Platt. Took care of the old guy, I'll tell you. But they helped create programs, computer programs that made it easier for our athletic directors in the West Central District. Those of you in the audience will attest to that. A lot of paperwork with the big West Central District. A district that had, on the average, 77 to 80 high schools. It's as big as some states, and a revenue bigger than some states. And to the leadership and truly devoted WCD board members, especially to name a few, Wendy Molich over here, Joanne Daughtry, Scott Nordy, Joe Keller, Tom Reardon, Mark Swafford, Dave Lewitz, and Tim Thompson, all just doing the job. As Tim would say, we are the West Central District. It has been a great ride to have the opportunity to work with those folks as well as many across the state. A lot of people are doing a great job for our state. In closing, I would like to quote Sir Isaac Newton. It said, "If I have seen further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Again, congratulations to all the inductees. Thank you for listening.